What's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Drew, and I am going to be starting a series called Timberwolves Path to a Championship. Now, this is going to be the first video that I ever make, so forgive the production quality, but I feel like I'm a knowledgeable NBA guy, and I'm a Timberwolves fan, and I'm not always a fan of how we control the team. So I'm going to be walking through a little bit of what I think we should be doing concerning the future, concerning obviously this season, because we want to win a championship. And we're going to look a little bit over what I would do. Now, when you're looking at this lineup, I want to kind of line up what we have and what we need. So I'm going to do a little sort right here. When we're looking at point guards, we got Mike Conley, Rob Dillingham. Now, Dante DiVincenzo listed as a point guard. He is not going to be playing point guard. I will tell you that right now. He is a shooting guard, possibly a point guard in a injury situation. Other than that, he's a shooting guard. Obviously, you got Anthony Edwards starting. Terrence Shannon Jr. is the young guy. We did sign Johnny Juzang, but it's not anything super serious. He's probably just going to be a bench warmer, possible rotation piece trying to work in there. Obviously, Jaden McDaniels. I think he has a bright future. We got the honorary vet, Joe Ingles. We obviously got another young guy, Jalen Clark, who is showing to be a very good two-way player. I can see him playing mostly two. They have him listed at a three. I'm fine with it. He's very strong for his height. I'll tell you that. We had Julius Randle obviously starting the four. I was not a fan of the Karl Anthony Towns trade when it happened. Obviously, we got Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, and we still made the Western Conference Finals. So I believe in Tim Connolly, but I will be evaluating his future on this team. You got Leonard Miller. Now, I'm a huge fan of Leonard Miller. I think he could be an actual NBA player, a really good rotational player for the Timberwolves, good playmaker from the four, obviously 6'10", 220. Lanky guy, can defend very well. Hopefully he gets some offensive development, because I would like to see him on the main team and not just in the G League. Then obviously got Rudy Gobert, very polarizing player, but one of the all-world defenders in the NBA, and that is undeniable. We got the GOAT, Naz Reid, Mr. Six Man. I did not realize he was 264 pounds. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, obviously, the offense at center, as Rudy provides none of it. In fact, you could say Rudy and Naz Reid are almost opposite players. We got the rookie, Juan Berenjay. I'm not sure if that's not how you pronounce his name. That's how I've heard it. We got Enrique Freeman. He's not going to see the court, honestly. And then got Rocco Zakarski. Now, I don't know how this rookie tandem of Juan Berenjay and Rocco Zakarski is going to work out. I can see Berenjay being more of the future and Rocco being an insurance, just in case. Rocco's obviously in a two-way contract. I'm not going to be much worried about him. In fact, if I can just sign him to the Iowa Wolves, I should go ahead and do that. Same thing with Freeman. Same thing with Tristan Newton up here at the top. Oh, well, looks like he's already down there.
Being treated for leukemia.
So anyway,
It hit me hard.
I'm going to be going over a little bit of how I would line up these, or how I would line up this this team for the future and for this season. I'm not going to be going actually into the season. I think I could actually be playing some games depending on how this series turns out. If I'm looking at, I really should have looked at this menu before I started recording. I'm not quite sure. Oh, there it is. So if I'm looking at point guards, Mike Conley, obviously getting old up there. He's up there at 38 years old. When I look at Rob Dillingham, I see him as a sixth man. Now, if he develops into being a starter, props to him. But he is quite small. And I see point guards being more of a bigger, bulkier guy. Rob Dillingham, not really that big and bulky. I don't even think he's 6'3". I think he's more like 6'1", if I'm being honest. Maybe even shorter than that. And he's skin and bones at 175. I can see him being a future six-man. If he develops into being a starting point guard in the league, I will be very happy as a Timberwolves fan. However, I want to be looking for a point guard with some more size. I was hoping we would target either Jaeger Demon or Kasparis in the draft, and we did not. So, obviously, the coaching staff has some trust in Rob, and we're going to see if we can develop him into being a starter, but I think he's going to be more of a six-man. Ant is very secured as a 2. In fact, I would say he's top 10 in the league right now. I don't think that's very arguable. Yeah, not much more to say. It's Anthony Edwards. Dante is on one of the most favorable contracts in the league right now, and I am not just saying that as a fan. He is making $12 million as a solid rotational player, and that feels like a lot of money, but then you look at how much some other players are making. If you look at, like, for example, Jaden McDaniels making $25 million. Now, I think he's worth $25 million, but that's nearly double what Dante is making. Terrence Shannon Jr., I was in a rookie contract. I could see him having a huge part of this lineup. In fact, I feel like he's more of a 3 than 2. That's just my opinion. I would actually swap Jalen Clark and Terrence Shannon's positions. I'm not going to go ahead and do that because it's just going to be a waste of my time. Jaden McDaniel and Jalen Clark are both going to be rotational players next year. This is a fact. There is no disputing it. Julius Randle, I would say rotational player, possible all-star, second best player on the team. I would like to see some depth here at 4. I think, honestly, Jalen Clark, Terrence Shannon Jr. could play a little bit of 4. It would be as more of a small ball lineup. When you have a center like Rudy, center like Naz Reid, center like Baron J, it could work. Naz Reid is probably going to play the 4, if I had to guess, as a backup. I don't think Naz Reid is going to start over either Julius Randle or Rudy. Now, if Rudy comes out stinking up, then obviously Naz Reid is a very manageable starter. Just signed that 5-year, $125 million contract in the offseason, so he's here for the long run. Rudy's here for the next 3 seasons. We have Julius Randle for the next 3 seasons as well. I believe he signed an extension over the offseason. We have Jaden McDaniels for the next 4 seasons. Obviously signed that extension in the last offseason, not this current offseason. We'll have Anthony Edwards for a while, and he is not going to leave the team while I am managing the team. That's just simple. We'll only have Mike Conley for this 1 year, and I believe he is going to retire after this year, if I had to guess. Other than that, let's just look through and see what we're looking for. So obviously I want a point guard for the future. So if I'm looking over here at the trade finder, I'm not quite sure what we would trade. Now, Mike Conley is on that favorable contract, or non-favorable contract. He's on that $11 million contract. And we don't have a whole lot of draft capital because of that Rudy trade. We do have a couple, but nothing that is going to make us super happy. So actually, before I trade Mike Conley, let's see if we can trade up into some more picks. We have this 2030 pick, 2028 pick. Considering that we're going to have Anthony Edwards for the long run, I don't see us really having much value in this. Oh, of course, we cannot trade him. Okay. Well. Can we trade this pick? No. Can we trade this pick? We can trade these. We can trade these 2 picks, of course. We can trade these 2 picks. Now, I don't think you're going to get a first-round pick for this, to be honest. If you get a first-round pick for this, congratulations. You've made profit. There is no first-round picks for this. That's fine. I didn't realize we couldn't trade those picks. All right. Let's look at let's go back to the trade finder here. I'm not quite sure who I would deal right here. I'm wondering if I can get a first-round pick for Dante. I think I probably can, but again, that favorable contract, I kind of want to keep him around, even though Terrence Shannon Jr. would have some solid rotational play at that backup 2, backup 3. Jalen Clark only on a 1-year deal. So let's just run Trade Finder on Dante DiVincenzo, see what we can find right here. Looking for a first-round pick, looking for possibly some young guys. See what we can find here. You got a second right there. You got a first-round pick right here, Steven Adams. I am interested in the first-round pick. It is the Rockets, so maybe I'm not interested. Steven Adams is not on a great contract for what we would need. We have plenty of centers. Let's keep looking. Karis LeVert's interesting. Kevon Looney, not really interested. TJ McConnell, as much as he is one of my favorite players, not really going to be necessary. Now, this is kind of the build that I would like to see Rob Dillingham have. Not exactly the exact same play style, but if he stays at like a 6'1", 190 and a solid 6th man come in there, get some nice rotational minutes, I'll be very happy. This is interesting. I'm more of a fan of Jonathan Isaac than I think most people are. I think he is... Oh, he is 28. I didn't realize he was 28. But he can defend 2 to 5. I don't think I want him on any point guards, but he can defend 2 to 5. His badges do not show that, but he definitely can. I'm wondering how his stats are, considering not the greatest shooter. Oh, let's do the advanced stats. Let's not look at that. 26%. Maybe he's not as good a shooter as I thought he was. Only 5 points per game. 64-3. Okay. Maybe I'm not interested in Jonathan Isaac. And maybe if it wasn't a 73 overall, I'd be interested. But he's at Joe Ingles minutes. He's at Joe Ingles overall right there. Don't connect is interesting. I do think we have a lot of options in our 2 and our 3, so I'm not going to be hinging towards that. Got a second round pick there from the Knicks. Really don't want Niang and Kevin Love, to be honest. As much as that Kevin Love, I don't think this is not realistic. We're not going to get Nico back for Dante, I don't think. As much as I like Nikhil. Let's see. Looks like I'm not going to have any first round pick options. There is that one from the Rockets. It's the Mavericks pick. It's not even the Rockets pick. I didn't realize that. It's the Mavericks pick. Swap the best with the Suns. I think I'm going to pass on that. Let's see if we can bundle up some more things. So obviously we have Dante in this trade. Let me actually see what I can get for Julius Randle. As much as he has proved himself in the last year to go alongside Anthony Edwards, I just want to see what kind of trades we're looking at here if I hypothetically wanted to trade him. Aaron Gordon and Valanciunas, interesting. Again, don't really want a center, but I don't think trading for Michael Porter Jr. is realistic. Jalen Suggs, I also don't think it's realistic. Let's see what else we can find. Mikal Bridges, interesting. Walker Kessler, get him back from the Rudy trade. Bam Adebayo. I thought he signed a contract. He did. Yeah, I'm not paying him $60 million in 2028, to be honest. Santi Aldama. I figured he would go somewhere else besides the Grizzlies, but I think he's got such a unique play style. A lot of people don't want to buy into it. I see no first-round picks in all of these Julius Randle trades. Cool. What about a Rudy trade? If we do a Rudy trade, can I get some first-round picks? No. I'm not going to get Paul George. 76ers, like, they want to give up Paul George. I'm not going to get him. I will be passing on Paul George. Let's see. Looks like a lot of the same kind of trades. I just talked about this Mara series right there. I'm not going to trade Rudy for him. I think he's got starting point guard potential in the NBA. He's got more of the build that I want. More of a 6'6", 205, more of a physical build. I need someone that's going to stay in there. It's marathon, not a sprint. I think Rob Dillingham's more of a sprint player. Great for a 6-man, not great for a starter. Well, is there any way I can get a first round pick from Mike Conley? Don't think so, but we'll try it anyway. Here's a second. Let's see, second. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot here. Here's a first round pick. Swap the best with the Cavaliers. Max Strus. I'm not interested in Max Strus. This is kind of the same thing that I've been saying. We have a lot of 1s, 2s, 3s. I need some first round picks. I need some wings. Let's see. Kevin Porter Jr. not super interested. I am more of a Kevin Porter Jr. fan than I think most people are. I think he can be solid, but I'm not going to give up Mike Conley for him. Let's see what the free agent market is looking like. I know that I think Brody is still out there. Yeah, there he is right there. I did change some of these salary settings, so he's only at 4.3. I'm going to go look at actually what kind of settings I switched, because I want to make sure that this is repeatable. If I can find them. Let's see. I'm not sure I'll be able to. Oh, here we go. So, I did min rating 100, max rating 100. I'm worried that over the sim years, players will start asking for too much money. So, I put that one up to the max. Put this one down. I also don't want Mike Conley asking for a max, so we maxed up that one. And then I kind of went through and adjusted the rest of these. I dropped Fame down. I know I tested Chris Paul's contract for that tested player right there, and he was going to be making way too much money. I also tested Westbrook, and he was going to be making way too much money. Making 4.46 is much more reasonable for Brody, and I think he is going to sign a contract as soon as someone offers it to him. And Cameron Payne right here, not really interested in any of these players. Now, I do know that there is a mentorship that I can do for Rob Dillingham to make him more into a starting point guard player. I want to see what kind of badges Mike Conley's rocking here. See if we can develop anything. Mini marksman, shifty shooter. There's some good ones. He's already learning bailout and unpluckable, it looks like. I think I'm fine with that. Let's see. Let's see if I can get some better badges in here. Not that these are bad badges, but if I get like a pick dodger, I think that would be much better. I want to see Rob Dillingham develop his defense a little bit. And then I'm going to go completely against the grain, shifty shooter. And we'll keep unpluckable there, actually. I think for his playstyle, he definitely should be learning to not lose the ball. I'm going to go over here and find Baron J now I'm thinking about it, because he needs to be learning from Rudy Gobert. And I think he will learn from Rudy Gobert this season. Obviously, 2K does not have it like that, but he will. Let's get on here. We're definitely going to give him Paint Patroller. Rebound Chaser is reasonable. We'll give him Box Out Beast as well. Those are 3 of the better center badges. Rise Up is interesting. I think we could give him Rise Up, but I think he's going to get it naturally because he is a center. Of course, he would get these ones naturally. I think these are the ones that Rudy would be good at. Rudy's a very good rebounder. Now, I saw Jalen Clark somehow getting mentored from Julius Randle. I don't know why. He's not learning anything from them. I'm just going to go ahead and dismiss the mentor. I'm interested, like, why? I guess Joe Ingles is a good mentor. Okay, let's keep that there. I'm not going to touch that. I'm interested to see what I can do with Leonard Miller here. I wonder if Julius Randle would be a better mentor for him. Not really. He's probably not old enough. Oh, well, I got something here. We'll give him some of these gold badges because it looks like he can get some bronze ones. We'll go ahead and just do that. And after that, I think we'll start looking back at the trade market. Something I want to do is I want to see what these teams think of themselves. So Timberwolves are buying. I don't think so. I think we're contending. I think we're going to be looking at players that can add and help us get a championship, but we also need to develop some of our young guys. We have a very young lineup. Trailblazers rebuilding, that makes sense. They're hoping to get Alan Thompson, Kristaps, John Collins. Doesn't look like they have any players that are untouchable. Also, no players on the trade block. Porzingis, Zachary, Norm Powell. We got the Wizards as rebuilding. I wonder if I can get a CJ McCollum off of them. I wonder how much money CJ McCollum is making. So I was just looking at the Wizards. I had to think about that for a second. Let's see. CJ McCollum, you're making $30 million for how long? 1 season. Let's see. I don't think there's a world where we trade Mike Conley for CJ McCollum. I don't think we can afford that contract. Maybe after his contract expires and goes to free agency, we could be looking at it. Not super interested otherwise. I think Rob Dillingham is more of a CJ McCollum. He's going to end up being a CJ McCollum type player. Sixers are rebuilding. Now this is interesting. I don't disagree that they're rebuilding. I'm wondering why they want to acquire Josh Giddey, considering they have Maxine McCain and Quentin Grimes. Let's keep looking through some of these. I think a lot of teams are going to want Alan Thompson. Seems to be a common theme so far. Just looking through some of these teams. I don't think the Bulls are going to get Wemby or Alan Thompson. I think they need to change their goals. They need to reevaluate. I'm wondering what the market is for Matas. I don't think he's a great. I don't think he's a perfect fit with what we have. But if I gave him like a Julius Randle, is that reasonable? Not really. I forgot Julius Randle's making a lot of money. Let's keep looking. I don't think I want to have any players that people want either. That's what I'm looking at. See if there's anybody on the trading block. See if there's anything reasonable that I could look at. A lot of teams are rebuilding. I'm just seeing that. I'm wondering why. I guess it's probably currently rebuilding. Kings are buying. I don't think that's true. I wonder what a Dennis Schroeder trade would look like. How much money is he making? 3-year, basically $15 million a year. If I give up Mike Conley, what would that look like for this? It would require $600,000 more than allowed. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? All right. If I gave him Joe Ingles, As much as I like Joe Ingles, he is mainly a locker room guy, and I don't really care much about my locker room in a virtual game. So we'll see if we can look at this. That's fine. And they like the deal. Alright. I'm a fan of this. I think Dennis Schroeder is more of a lasting point guard while we try and develop Rob Dillingham. I know he kind of goes against what I was saying about getting a tall point guard, but Schroeder is crafty and he does not need to be on the ball to have impact. If he's playing off the ball, he can be a solid spot up guy, I believe. Let's look at his three-pointer if I can get there. 77. So it's a little bit below position average, but it is serviceable. Now, I am below the player limit, so let's go look at free agents. See if there's any solid 4s or 5s that I can scoop up on the low. Is Day'Ron Sharpe not signed? Interesting. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, shout out to the app. Bol. Let's look at system match. See who has a good system match. Bol is obviously right there. You know what? We'll throw you a minimum Bol. You can be a positional, rotational player. I don't think he's going to be here for the long run, but I can see him having a temporary spot. We'll give him a flyer. He is 25. He is quite skilled. I don't think he's any Wemby like Shaq said, but he is quite skilled. Excuse me. Let's go through and look, because I think we're at 14 players. We have room for one more. I'm wondering if we can get one of these bigger point guards. Like if we sign Westbrook to a 1-year minimum, would that be good, bad? DeLon Wright is interesting. This is more of a build for a starting point guard that I would like. What kind of badges do you have, DeLon? Let's see. Glove, interceptor. Makes sense. I missed when we had Chris Dunn on the Timberwolves, even though we didn't have him that long. He wasn't that good, but he is exactly what I want in a point guard. Let's look through a little bit more. I could possibly move like a D'Anthony Melton to point guard. He's not very good playmaking, but he is a serviceable point guard. And at this point, we can win Anthony Edwards at the point, and I'll be happy. Seth Curry is 35. I did not know that. He is quite old. I remember he went to Duke, right? Yep, he went to Duke. Full set shot specialist. Other than that, not super interested. Nick Smith Jr. Let's look at small forwards. Not really anything super interesting here. Jay Crowder, I'm pretty sure he's retired. Haywood Highsmith, pretty sure he just got traded. I don't know why he's a free agent. Ricky Council. I remember I did my career and we traded Ricky Council for LaMelo Ball. I don't know how that happened. Shout out to the Sixers and the Hornets. Let's look back here at power forward, see if there's anything interesting. I wonder if these players are real. Earl Jenkins, 27 and 77 overall. I mean, that's not bad. Is he real? Trey Lyles, Torrey Craig. Not really anything super interesting here. Might just move on. Michael Potter, Vlaco Conchar. Jaden McDaniel's brother, Dylan McDaniel. Let's see.
That adds so much natural light.
Sorry for the ads I keep playing. I'm trying to play some background music, and of course, I don't have YouTube for yet. Alright. I'm considering putting Day'Ron Sharpe in a 1-year deal. Is there a way I can give him like a G League deal? I don't think so. Definitely not giving him a no trade clause. He is Day'Ron Sharpe. We'll give him a 1-year deal. I cannot complain about that. Now, when I was a Timberwolves fan about a couple years ago, I was always interested in Ben Simmons as a player on the Timberwolves. And I've done multiple rebuilds where I've signed Ben Simmons. Is he still on a team? He is. He's on the Warriors. Is that true? It would make sense. I don't remember him signing for the Timberwolves, or not the Timberwolves, excuse me, the Warriors. But it would make sense. I don't know if I can trust Anthony Gilbert as not a reliable source. Obviously not a shooter. I think he could be a reliable option. Let's see if there's any realistic trades for Ben Simmons from the Warriors. This kind of does go against the grain, but I Rob and Terrence Shannon Jr. Yeah, you're funny. Let's go ahead and do the Warriors over here. See if we can get Ben Simmons on the low. I am willing to give up Dennis Schroeder, even though we just signed him. Obviously, contracts do not match up. If there's any salaries here. Moses Moody. I don't know if they'd be willing to give up Moses Moody. Oh well, we have to give up a player anyway. Who would I just sign? Bol? You can have Bol. Would this trade even work? We're not getting enough back. That's probably because of Moses Moody right here. Let's see. If I throw in a 2026 first round pick. Nope, cannot trade it. Cool. Can't do any of these trades. Okay. 2 seconds then. Give them 2 seconds that I can trade. Nope. Okay. Not that much worried about Ben Simmons, to be honest. I think it's any other deal where it's realistic. I'm not going to give up Dante for him. We'll look at it after this season. His business is only a 1 year. Maybe we can scoop him after the season. He is 29, 6'10", 240. I was always a fan of his defensive playmaking. I was one of the people who didn't think that he should be able to shoot. I thought he was very interesting. I thought he was very similar to like an Amen Thompson, although Amen has more mid-range than Ben Simmons ever did. But it's one of those interesting things where it's never really panned out. Let's get contract extensions before we get into the season. Doesn't look like we have anything eligible, which is fine. It means we have most of our players locked up already. Let's look at our staff. And now, I'm a fan of Chris Finch, but I'm going to view candidates anyway. Mike Stauffer, obviously the guy who makes the game. He's going to choose stuff himself. Wing Whisperer? Okay. I believe he's head coach. Keep looking through here. Now, I am actually looking through this because I know some former players are actually listed as coaches. I think I remember seeing Kemba Walker as a coach. I might be wrong. I don't know how far down they would be either. This guy's already on our team. Why is he even here? He's already on the team. Keep looking. So they think I'm just going to fire Chris Finch and bring up one of our doctors or our wing whisperer. Sure. Terry Wembanyama. Is that his dad or something? Can I see his age? No, I cannot see his age. Well, Victor, if you slide you, I'll slide your dad. I don't think that's going to convince him. This is not OJ Mayo, even though it looks like him. Boris Delk. I wonder if they just... I know that they, Pablo Prigioni shot at the oldest rookie point guard. Yeah, I don't see any NBA players here. I wonder if it's random. Clint Paul. Is that his brother from State Farm? Like a Nori. I don't see anything super interesting. I'm probably just going to stick with Chris Finch here. Keep scrolling down and see if I can find any gems. But, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm not really too pressed about keeping Chris Finch.
Ah, that's refreshing.
No, this ad is playing. Oh no. Oh no, nice. Second ad.
A sign the family must depart.
Not like a Wednesday. They're watching me rebuild the Timberwolves. Not rebuild. They're watching me win a championship with the Timberwolves. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. That's fine. We'll worry about the staff after this season if we're not that good. I'm really worried about upcoming free agents either. Let's see. Let's see how these first games go. I am thinking about playing this first game in this video and getting us into it. I'm pretty happy with the rotation as it is. I think I'm happy with this. Schroeder, Edwards, McDaniels, Randall, Gobert, Reed, Dante, Sharp, Rob, and looks like that's it. You know what? I'm actually not happy with this because I want Terrence Jr. to be getting minutes. And I don't really care about Daron Sharp getting minutes, I don't think. You know what? Let's do this. Let's see if I can flip Daron Sharp into a first-round pick. I know I just signed him, but I really do not want him to be getting rotational minutes. I'd much rather develop Baron J and Terrence Jr. and Jalen Clark. LeBron and James. I don't think the Lakers would do this trade. I think LeBron would retire on the spot. Heat are definitely not doing that trade, Kelly Larson. This is something I'm interested in. Right here. First round pick from the Hawks. Is there any other options? Nope. Well, Hawks, I just signed him to a minimum and now he's yours. N'Faly Dante. I'm sure you're a wonderful, wonderful guy, but you are not going to be playing, to be honest. Yeah. I signed you to the G League. You're not going to be playing here anyway. Look back here. Oh, I did not mean to edit Bol. Number 40. Okay, I did mean to edit Bol because you're not wearing number 40. What is that? You're definitely wearing a small number. You know what? You can wear 10. Alright. I want to see if I can assign Leonard Miller. I cannot assign Leonard Miller. I want to be getting minutes, but obviously I just signed Bol because I'm such a good GM. Can I trade Bol for a first round pick? I was a little bit more confident in my ability to trade. Daron Sharp obviously was able to do that. See what I can find here. Keon Ellis is interesting. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get Keon Ellis. I'm just fleecing the Kings right now. I got Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis. And all that just for me to trade Dennis Schroeder again. I want a first round pick. I want a first round pick. The Wizards can take on this contract. Give me a second. Moses Moody's there. I wish I could trade for Ben Simmons. Big Ben Simmons guy over here. But it does not look like I'll be able to win this contract. Okay. Let's get a second and a small contract then. The Wizards are definitely the most interesting team, I believe. Steven Adams, Luke Cornett. Don't really care that much. Justin Champagnie. Cool. Now, can I flip Justin Champagnie? Because I feel bad because he would not play, to be honest. I don't even know what position he plays. Power forward. He would not play. Can I just get a pick? Does someone want to offer me one pick? And that's it. I don't want anything crazy, just a pick. Knicks have a second there. Grizzlies have a second there for John Conchar. We'll go ahead and get Conchar. Actually, no. We'll go ahead and get... We'll go ahead and get Conchar. Oh, wait, we're giving up a second? Never mind. Let's try this again. Champagnie. Into the deal. Not getting Marvin Bagley for a second. That'd be crazy. We'll get Kolek. I don't think Kolek is going to play for us. I know he went to Marquette. That's where he went. I'm just going to run him through simulator, see if I can find something. I don't think I'm going to get a first round pick for Tyler Kolek, but weirder things have happened in the NBA than a first round pick for Tyler Kolek. I just dump him. You know, Bucks. I bet Kolek would be good with Giannis. We'll get Chris Livingston, and then he just won't play. Alright, pretty happy with that. I cannot. Alright. We'll just release him. See if we can find a contract somewhere. We have 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 players. That's fine. We'll call up Dante. And you will sit on the bench, sir. Alright. Now we have our rotation together. Let's go back into game plan. I'm happy with Keon Ellis over Schroeder, I'll be honest. He has 3 bird years. I'm not sure if those transfer to us from the Kings, but I'd be happy to extend Keon Ellis. Depending on how he develops. I think he's a perfect fit with Edwards, to be honest. You got the defensive point guard, the scoring shooting guard. Let me go into settings right here. I've already got 12 minutes. I'm not quite sure what the difficulty is. Pro. Playing Superstar, I think. Alright. Let me just customize my HUD if I can, and I will hop to the first game here. Not quite sure I'll be able to.
If you can find any song in the world in seconds.
Alright, skip the ad. Alright. Trailblazers. Go ahead and play the game. I got Drew Holiday, Shaden Sharp, Tumani, Denny, and Klingon. I did not think their lineup would be this high rated. I thought it would be a little bit lower, considering the Trailblazers. Obviously, Dan is hurt. I don't know why he's being featured right here as the featured player, but pretty happy. Or not pretty happy. Pretty positive about our chances. Like, we've got positive position matchup pretty much everywhere except point guard, obviously. Drew Holiday is almost the exact build that I would want long term with the Timberwolves. Now, I don't think they're going to have the new jerseys in there. Nope. They just announced that the tree jerseys are going to be part of the Timberwolves jersey lineup. Look pretty similar to these, I believe. These classic alts. And FKG used to wear them, so I wish they did these ones again, classics, but yeah, considering we're the away team here, we'll go ahead and just wear the statement jerseys, head lineup. I forgot to check our rotation, but I'm pretty happy with this. I think Terrence Shannon Jr. will be playing over Leonard Miller at this point. I like Leonard Miller long term, but he is in there for right now. They only gave Terrence Shannon Jr. 73. I think he'd be a bit higher than that. I think he was 75 last year, and he got better. So I don't know why he's lower all of a sudden.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for welcome everyone.
Go ahead and turn off commentary. Just don't really care. Yeah, they just don't really care. Go ahead and do encore. That's fine.
Go.
Alright. So we're just going to be running a man strategy here. I'm pretty happy with all of our matchups as they are. We have, like I said, a positive matchup. Head to head, pretty much everywhere. Denny's taking a pull-up three. That's going to go. Clinging off the rebound. Tumani does not put that through. Julius Randle with the board. Now, I want to see if I customize my HUD now. There it is. Okay. So, go ahead and do this for all shots. Graphic. So I can just turn it off. Turn it off. Sound effect. So I can turn off the sound effect. I really do not care about a sound effect. None. I don't know why it's all the way there at the bottom. Keep the indicator on, shot meter. Obviously, you gotta turn that off. Come on, man. Turn off for layups too. And then we'll do shot feedback, wherever that is. We're gonna turn that on. All shots, placement by the core bug, sure. Distance, no. Just don't really like the distance, to be honest. We'll keep the rest of that there. Alright, now we get into the game. We got Rudy flashing down the center. Got help over. JB Dallas for three. Easy. You know that's easy. Jaden for three. I could see him having a big breakout this year. He was starting to show some flashes of playmaking ability in the playoffs last year, especially against the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Even though we got ultimately outplayed. Then he taking another three. Another miss. Keon with the board. Now, if Keon can consistently get boards, I think that's going to be a positive thing for us. I like the fast break, even though our team's not all that quick. Well, that was just a great play right there. That was just ideal. If we can do that every possession, we will be very happy. Then taking the ball. He's already 0 for 2. We're going to see if he can do something. Try and break down Randall. Sharp coming off the screen. He misses. They're missing a lot of shots right now, I'll tell you that. I am 1 for 1. That's 1 up on the CPU. Go me. Keon running off the screen. Nice little pull up right here. He does not. Rudy with the board. Got a mismatch down here. Good kick to Keon for 3. And he's going to put that one in. Good playmaking from the boys. Keon's already got 3 and 2. showing to be a positive addition to our lineup. We got Klingon going against Rudy, and I'm pretty happy with how this possession is going to end up. If Klingon's consistently doing isoing on Rudy, we're going to win the game pretty easily. Now, we've already got 2 threes. I can see the Timberwolves being a top 3-point shooting team. We're in a little pick and roll right here. Drew Holiday defended that very well. We're going to get some Julius Randle bully ball. I'm trying to play this as realistic as possible. I know Ant has not had the ball much. We don't really care. Julius Randle misses a layup. They got Holiday open in the corner. He misses. Are they going to make a shot? Do I need to move the gameplay difficulty up? We'll give Anthony Edwards a little ISO right here. Now, I do know a little bit how the game works. I'm trying not to manipulate it too much. Let's go back to Randall here. He is getting absolutely walled up by Denny. Cool. Take it through the Ant. Not much worried about stats at this point. Just trying to see if we can get a little easy win. Shaden Sharp loses the ball. Keon on the break. And he's got the easy dunk. Keon is looking to be like a perfect addition to our lineup. This is almost exactly what I wanted at our point guard. I believe Keon's going to even be coming off the bench for the Kings. He got traded to a better situation, better lineup with the Timberwolves. I think he's going to end up being a great addition. Now, I haven't really done a whole lot with Ant. Not too much bothered by it. We got a Kroger ad going here in the background. This is not sponsored, by the way. If Kroger did want to pay me for a little ad, but I wouldn't say no. I messed up the matchups a little bit. I had Rudy on the inbound. He grabs the board. I give it to Jaden here. He has 3 points. He's the only one besides Keon who has scored. I'm finding a little bit of issue going ISO. And I just realized that's Tumani Chimera, so that makes sense. So he gets the Ant going here. Takes a little pull up. This is it. I can see Jaden having a great season, taking a big leap. I know we've been waiting on this pending scoring leap. He's shown flashes. He continues to show flashes. Needs some consistency. I'm worried that he would be sort of last in the pecking order for the Timberwolves. Drew Holiday right here. They have a lot of good individual defenders. I didn't realize that. I mean, you got Tumani, Drew Holiday, Denny, Klingon even, good individual defender. I'm wondering how they play as a unit. I seem to love these threes here, but they are just consistently contested. So I think they need to work. They need to focus on getting a better shot. I'll post here to Jaden right here. He misses. Rudy does not get the board. Well, this is a rightfully terrible game going back and forth right now. His first game of the season. Yeah, clean against McDaniels. This is not a good matchup for us. And they are on the board. That's fine. Don't really care that much. We get a little pick and roll going. Now, I was watching some YouTube videos about the Timberwolves sets last year as Randall gets the easy layup. What they would do is they would run Julius Randle on one side of the floor and then put Gobert in the dunker spot on the opposite side of the floor. So I'm wondering if there's an adjustment I can make to do that. Denny hits the pull up right there. Obviously, it looks like Randall and Rudy are going to the same side right here. Yeah. Not quite sure if there's a setting where I can change that. On the same pick and roll. Yeah, Julius Randle again. I like Randall's ability off ball. I know he's more of an on ball player. But even when they did the trade, I was like, if they can get Julius Randle off the ball, perfect. I drew Holiday up here, sizing up. Shaden Sharp with the pull up. He misses. Have they made a jump shot yet besides the Denny one? Don't think so. And with the pull up, he misses. Denny bringing the ball up. He has a couple boards. He might be at 4 or 5 right now. Going ISO on Julius Randle. Don't think you're going to win this one. So obviously the Trailblazers are not that great. Just playing against them in the CPU. I wonder how a team like the Thunder would play. If I played against the Thunder, would they just be cooking? We got Anthony Edwards another board here. And he is 0 for 3 so far. But he's Anthony Edwards, so we're not worried. Rudy with offensive rebound. Randall for 3. Bang. So, team off to a little bit of a slow start. Mostly Anthony Edwards, for some reason. Maybe I'm just not getting his jump shot down, but got a little play going here. Shaden Sharp inside, kicks out to Denny. Got Denny doing a little pass fake, a little size up, a little pick and roll, a little pull up. He misses. As I green the rebound here, Jaden McDaniel kick it up to him. They're playing good transition defense. Maybe I'm just playing bad offense, but I feel like they're playing good defense. Drew bites on the steal. We're going to do a little post fade here. Got a size advantage. He does not take advantage of it. Drew Holiday has now one passing steal, and he's bit at another one. So I'm going to try and steer away from him if I can. I like trying to get it down to Klingon here. I kick it to Sharp atop the key. He goes to the left wing. Kick into Kamara. Rudy just batted it into the basket for the Trailblazers. Rudy has scored more for them than he has for us. Do we only have 3-pointers? We have 15 points. Anthony Edwards cutting in. Rudy, can you score for us too? Yes, he can. He has 8 rebounds? Has really been that many misses? Or Rudy has 8 rebounds? Trailblazers call timeout. Going to timeout. Why does he have 8 rebounds? Wow. Okay. Klingon has 4. Rudy has 8 rebounds? Good lord. Okay, well. If you didn't believe in Rudy, now you do. At this point, I think we're going to be going to the bench. This is where I tap out, make sure these are on auto, and they are not. Of course, they're not on auto. Guys, this is a simulation. It needs to be on auto. They should just know this immediately. But they don't. Which is fine. I'm more just joking around. Let's go ahead and set these to auto, see if we can do anything going. Team communication. These are some of the settings that I actually like. I like the team communication. I know it's a little bit different. Don't know if it's quite common. We'll play a couple bench possessions and see what they rock out. So they moved Ant to 3, got Dante at the 2, Reed at the 4, and Rob at the 1. Looks like the Trailblazers made no subs. Well, this is great. I know their lineup is very young, so I'm surprised they don't go to the bench. They could have like a 12-13 man rotation at the start of the year. Naj Reed with the rebound. I like the size advantage here, putting it to Tumani. Kick it to Rob here. Go ahead and pause because he got an ad for Tide. Still not sponsored, but they just love trying to advertise on my video. I did not agree to this. Now they're running a little play right here. I think he's asking me to run over here. Yep, it is. Asking me to run over here. Go ahead and take the 3. And Rob hits a 3. They fixed the jump shot this year. Or, it's not perfect. Rudy with the steal. Kick it up to a Nas. Do a little spin. Got me absolutely nowhere. Kick it over here to Ant. Run right over here to the spot. Run a little pick. And Klingon gets the steal. That's not a great play, coach. That's on you, Finch. Shade Sharp corner 3. Misses. Denny with the board. Klingon takes a jump shot. He makes it. I find it hard to believe that Klingon is the first one to make a jump shot on the Trailblazers. Looking at our rotations coming in, we have Terrence Shannon Jr. and Leonard Miller coming in. So maybe this game plan is not as bad as I thought it would be. Let's try and pass it in here. Kamara gets a steal. I probably should stop making that pass. They've stolen it now twice in a row. Tamari top the key. Klingon goes in. Rudy with great defense. Rudy's now in defensive takeover. We got Dante on the break. Go ahead and slow down, kick up to the top. We got Rob over here. We got Reed going off a little floppy. Back to Rob. See what we can cook up here. We got Dante. And they want me to ISO on Dante. Nope, they want me to throw it to Rudy. Guess what? That's not going in. It went in. Rudy hit a post fade. He thinks he's going against Nikola Jokic. He's not. He's going against the Portland Trailblazers. Then he kicks it over to Kamara. I've said Kamara. He's Tumani. You know who he is. Ant with the board. He still has 0 points. Shoot a pull up. Miss. Okay. Maybe it's just his tempo is slow. Because I keep flicking up for the tempo. I don't understand a world where Rudy has better tempo than Ant. Standing at the very gets a layup. Kick up to Rob here. Rob has some very good animations, looks like. Dante easy midi. Go ahead and take that. I can see Rob doing that consistently. He was able to get past Drew Holiday. See how he does on defense. Only got C+ perimeter. That is bad. We got Shaden Sharp posting up Dante over here. Denny top of the key. Nas Reed. In a little pick and roll. Takes the 3. Misses it. Rudy with his 10th rebound already. We're not out of the first quarter yet, people. He has 10 rebounds. Kick it over to Dante. Is it a Rudy Gobert legacy here? Nas Reed 3. And that's it. Solid first quarter. I'm pretty happy with it. Looks like we're going to be about either 27 through 30 points here. Just blowing out the Trailblazers. Now, I think their offense would be a little better than this coming actual season. Obviously, this is 2K. Even though Rudy is having an insane year with his rebounds already, let's not get that one. See what we can do here. They tell me to go up the top of the key. I'll go ahead and do that. Kick to Ant. He has 0 points. Hopefully this is not how he plays. I think I'm just having a bad time. You go over to Dante for 3, and that's it. Yep. Welcome to me playing 2K, where I score with everybody except my star player who's making $50 million. And probably more. Trade Sharp ice swing Dante here. Dante is a good defender. He is not going to get a great shot off of this. And he did miss. Excuse me. At this point, I'm trying simcast a couple quarters. We'll see where we are in the 4th. I'm not much worried about us blowing this lead. It is only Portland. We'll go ahead and do not whatever that is. Excuse me. Go ahead and simcast. Let's do normal fast speed. See where we go. This is too slow. Alright, yeah, we're up 20, still up 20, still up 20. They're coming back a little bit. I'll go ahead and hop in and close out this game. See if I can get some minutes. These people. Got our starters in right now. Got Klingon passing the ball in. It's to Denny, top of the key. We got Randall on him. I accidentally jumbo Jaden McDaniels. As much as he's a good defender, it's not realistic. Tumani, ice swing, top of the key, Shaden Sharp, back to Denny. He drives. Has his Klingon. Back up. Drew Holiday. Misses. Klingon with the board. Kicks up. Shaden Sharp. To Denny. Back to Shaden. To Tumani. Takes a contested 3. Denny with the board. And he's going to the free throw line. Keon has 4. Alright. Looks like Anthony Edwards has 13, 5, and 9. I hope he's able to get a couple more points before the game's over. Keon has 5, 3, and 1. That's what he had when I was playing. So he's done nothing since I stopped playing. Cool. Maybe he's just one of the guys that I'm good with, but is not good in 2K Sim. That's fine. Running a little play here. Pick over to Ant. Jab step. Got a little screen. Running the basket. Dunk meter. And he misses. Kick it back up. You got Julius Randle. Somebody ISO. Kick over to Ant. Can he get past Shaden Sharp? Takes a gross midi and misses. I think it's just user error. And he blocks Kamara. Tumani. The guy on the Trailblazers. You got Klingon over here. On the Rudy.
Natural, delicious watermelons.
Not another ad. No wonder Klingon scored. We were playing ads on my video. This is just gross. Screen shaking a little bit. This is not Stadium Pulse, guys. It's Portland. You go over to Jaden. He's got a little lane. Go in. He's got the dunk. I was able to get by Tumani pretty easily right there. That might be a little bit of stuff for a score on. Obviously, the screen worked wonders. I think it was Rudy with the screen. Rudy has 16 boards, 8 points. Clinging with the post fade. We're not worried. Kick it up to Edwards. A little crossover. Pull up. He misses. I need to stop shooting with Ant. He's not scoring right now. It's funny because when I did these games last year, Anthony Edwards was really dropping 40 without me trying very hard. Clinging on McDaniels. Big height advantage. Jaden holds his own. Kick it up to Ant. Shaden Sharp steals it, saves it to Holiday. Throw on the break to Shaden for 3. He misses. Clean with the board. Rudy, you were getting bored so well earlier. Now you're letting Clean get offensive rebounds. What are we doing? We got Ant here. I'm trying to kick it to Keon, or not Keon, Julius Randle on the post. I think I'm fine with this against Denny. Little drop step, little layup, he misses. Can't Shaden Sharp. He is going right at Ant, gets by him, he gets the dunk. Alright, I'm blowing this lead, guys. Anthony Edwards has A+ on most of his stats, and he cannot buy a bucket right now. And it's mostly my fault. Let's try it left here. Take a little pull up, miss, Rudy with the board. Kick it back up to Ant. Nope, I'm trying to simple pick and roll. We're gonna get Ant going to the basket. Get a little dunk, and he goes right over Klingon. Didn't even try on that. Maybe I should be doing that more often instead of shooting all these pull up middies, which is clearly not Anthony Edwards' strong suit. And Shaden Sharp picks up the corner, Tumani. He misses the three. And Julius Randle with the board. He's going to take it up himself because he is setting up a mismatch on Shaden Sharp. He drives the basket, and Shaden Sharp gets the best of him, even though it was a mismatch. Shaden Sharp brings it back up. We got Ant. Where is Scoop? I'm hoping Scoop played when I was not. He was in the simcast. Otherwise, this is an unrealistic game. Clinging is the layup. I mean, in World War Ant at 15, 5, and 10, I think Scoop not playing is completely fine. Yellow pick and roll here. Kick it to Rudy. He misses the layup. Let's guard the fast break here. Shaden Sharp bringing it up. Tries to get past Ant. Does not get that lucky this time. Takes a bad floater. And with the board. Alright, we're going to try and ice this clock out because this game's getting a little bit too close. And I don't like it. We'll call a quick ISO here. We're just going to go one-on-one for this bucket. See if we can get a bucket here. A little size up, a little spin. He hits the spin shot. Just beautiful. Even after all those misses earlier, Anthony Edwards still willing to take that last shot, and he makes it. I don't know how long this video is going. I've been going for quite a while. I think we're going to end here after this game. Made some deals that we like. We were able to flip Matt Conley into Dennis, but we then flipped into Keon Ellis. It's not exactly how it happened, but that's close to it. Anthony Edwards gets the steal, and it is now free throw time. Now, Mike Conley wasn't our best free throw shooter, but he's not on the team anymore. Where should he go to Ant? Not quite sure what he shoots free throw percentage wise, but he is the best player on the team. So we're going to go ahead and take these. I saw the shot meter on, of course. I'll probably switch that to real player percentage after this, so I'm not just greening everything. But yeah, we got a 7-point lead, 20 seconds left. It would take something close to a miracle for the Blazers to win this game. But Timberwolves don't even cross the century mark in points. I think it's all those good individual defenders Portland has. It looks like Portland's not even going to pass 90. So, do with that as you will. And yeah, they're not even fouling. I have to just throw a turnover. Fantastic. They're going to take a three. They get another rebound. Anthony Edwards coming up. We're not going to do anything. It's game over. Alright. Pretty happy with how that first game went. I'm interested to look at the box score, see if I missed anything. Denny at 24-10-5. Great game out of him. And still the leading scorer on the team. 19, 7, and 10. Shot just under 33% from the field. Was that like 31, 32? 0 for 6 from 3. 5 of 7 free throws. Still plus 11. Cool. Terrence Shannon Jr. had 8 in 9 minutes. Keon had 5, obviously. Rob with 4. And they're still trying to play ads on my video. Let's see who did not play. Baron J did not play. Joan Clark did not play. Fine with that. I'm wondering if I can get Baron J in some minutes. He is only 18. So he's quite young. I would be fine with him not playing probably this first season, but I do want to see him develop. I think he's going to be solid in a couple of years. I wonder what his attributes are, because I don't think he's much of a shooter as far as I know. No. Not a shooter. Absolutely no shot at all. 26. I think I'm better than 26, Baron J. I think I can at least get you 27. At least. What's Rudy's 3-pointer? 25. So Baron J is not the worst 3-point shooter on the team. He is second worst. But when the worst is Rudy, that's pretty bad. Look over here. I don't think Tristan Newton is going to be here that long. I don't think Freeman's going to be here that long. I don't think Dante is going to be here that long. I think Zakarski could. I like his ceiling, but his floor is pretty low. So we're going to keep him in the G League for now. Other than that, pretty happy with how the first game went. I'm going to keep my eye on the trade market because I want to see how these teams develop a little bit, see how they play out. Not going to do anything crazy. Sam over here is glazing Jaden McDaniels. Looks great. See how it's going a little bit around the league. Ace Bailey had 16 on 16 shots. Well, that's just gross. 6'10 shooting guard. That's something, I guess. Kawhi Leonard at 30. James Harden 18, 3, and 11. Chris Paul 20 minutes. Didn't even. Who is this? I don't know who that is. Nick Batum didn't even play. Cool. The Bucks beat the Wizards nearly by 50. That's to be expected. Giannis only 18, 16, and 7. Cole Anthony had 30 on 0 assists. And Cole Anthony had 11 rebounds? What is going on? We did trade him Tyler Kolek. He did not play. Again, fine. Don't really care. Their top scorer had 12 points. What am I looking at? Bub had 0. Trey Johnson was 3 of 12. Well, Chris Middleton's 4 of 17. Well, it's just a bad start for a lot of teams right here. Raptors win by 3. Trae Young with his new lineup is not able to do much here. Brandon Ingram with 27. Porzingis to 26. I like the Hawks' future. We obviously traded them Day'Ron Sharp. He has 9, 2, and 2 in his debut. No threes. Missed a free throw. You cannot forget the easy ones. Am I reading this right? Keita had 14 boards. Neemias Queta. Timberwolves legend Luka Garza. 6 points. 10 minutes. He'd have more than that. 2 minutes. Boucher. They signed Westbrook. Okay, interesting. He did not do much. They have a lot of guards. Westbrook, Pritchard, Derek White, Simons. The Baylor Shireman Truthers. You need to wait till next year. Paul George, top scorer on the Sixers. Indeed, Maxie McCain. They're healthy. They definitely should have won that. VJ Edgecombe, 2 of 9. So it looks like these rookies are starting off pretty poorly. Makes me feel a little bit better about Baron J, even though he did not play. See if there's anything else interesting here. Cam Thomas played, sure. Westbrook's making $4 million, sure. Yeah. LeBron James is going to retire at season's end. It's official. You heard it here first. Ryan Ward. He's announcing it. Let's see who else is retiring here. Father Time's undefeated. Yes, it is. Jay Billis, Bogdanovich, Kyle Lowry, Brook Lopez, Uncle Jeff, Kevin Love, Anthony Gill. Sure. Klay Thompson, Joe Ingles. Yeah, nothing too surprising here. Garrett Temple, Mike Conley. So Mike Conley is retiring. Don't even try to re-sign him. Cool. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. If you have any feedback, be sure to leave a comment. Be sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe. You know the drill. Hopefully we can make this 2 wins. We'll probably get up to about November in the next video. Get 2 games against the Lakers, 1 against Pacers, 1 against the Nuggets. And I got Charlotte November 1st. I'll try to play one of those games. They are both on national TV. I'll probably end up playing this one because it's a home game. We just played an away game against Portland. Let's get a home game against the Lakers. Appreciate you guys watching. There's no injuries yet. Hopefully that translates to the actual season. Yeah. Thanks for watching.